Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. This one's brought to you by a friend and supporter of the show, Noah Bianchi. He sent me not one, but two of the Broly's from the movie that was in September. I never got these, and I've always wanted to mess around with them, so yeah, I think these are great, and in honor of that, I made a deck list with them, so without further ado, let's get into it. So it shouldn't be a surprise knowing me and also like knowing what the title of this video is, but it's another Let's Kill Krillin archetype. I really want to make this archetype work. I really like it. I think it's really flavorful, and also it's really fun, and just the final showdown in Son Goku, just being able to pop anything is really powerful in my opinion, and can really shut down like a lot of like Shenron Gogeta decks, I feel like. So I think it has its place in the meta, and I think it's really powerful. So besides that, let's talk about the leader. So he is a black leader who should be green, which is why why the whole Krillin archetype works anyways. But when this card attacks the leader card, you may choose one card in your life and send it to the drop area. Then you can choose up to the top 3 cards from your deck and put it in the drop area as well. And then your opponent chooses one card in their hand and discards it, so it makes them go -1. Right now, it's not. I think this leader is also really good because there's not a lot of graveyard or drop area revival. I could see this getting power creeped out of the meta if you really want stuff in there, but right now I think it's fine. And then also when your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 2 cards and flip it over, so it's a draw 2 leader. And on the awakened side, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, and then you can choose one of your non-token, non-black battle cards, send it to the drop area, and if you do, your opponent discards 1 card. And then also active main once per turn. You can discard 1 card, and you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So a lot of writing for this guy, and essentially it's just you discard and blow up your own stuff, and you blow up stuff on their side. So that kind of idea, which is once again like a really big Broly idea. So I decided that, so let's go into the battle cards for here. So we have 4 Negotiator Krillin. This card's just really good in the sense that it's a 1-drop barrier. Sometimes it sits here and doesn't do much, but it's also, since it's barrier, it's good for having, in case you want to do his Awakened Side ability, and also, if you don't, it's just guaranteed card destruction that way. So it's like a pseudo 10k combo. So I think it fills a lot of the needs. And then there's also 4 Chile the Beautiful. Really like her card in this deck, just because it helps even destruction. So if you it just keeps advantage on your side. So if one of your opponent's battle cards is KO'd, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in the drop area. Since we have a lot of KO effects, and since we're green anyways, I felt like it was really fitting for this deck, and so that's why she's here. Talking about some of these KO abilities, we've got Endless Evolution Broly. So when you play this card, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards, and KOs it. So there's that. And then also, you can use his permanent to evolve for 1 green into Deathless Warrior Broly. And what this guy does is, when you play this card, if your leader card is Broly, your opponent may choose one of their battle cards and KO it, and if they don't KO a card this way, they instead choose 2 cards in their hand and place them in their drop. This is really good, especially if you have Chile the Beautiful, so then the trade becomes either 2 cards in your hand or 1 card in your hand and 1 battle card. So it really makes it pop. It's just really powerful. You can also evolve this on top of itself, but you can't get the reduction for it, so it is just a standard 3. And then we have just the 4 Fledgling Duo and 4 Persistent Assault Krillin, and then with Final Showdown Son Goku. So just the standard 12-card engine. Getting these cards out are really good. I don't think, yeah, it's KO'd by your opponent, so you can't just destroy a Krillin with Broly and bring out Son Goku. But it's still just really good in green and defensive and control style. So that's kind of what this deck is about. And then also just to kind of survive and have some more consistency, I put a small blue package in, so 4 Sensu Bean because Bean is broken, 4 Borgeros just because it's a draw 1. It's kind of the same thing as Krillin, where you can it's just there to sit there. You can draw 1 with it, but also it stops your opponent from kind of going aggressive and makes them kind of have to deal with this, which is good. 4 Whis Coercion just for a standard negate, and then also 3 Son Goku striving to be the best. I don't think he's super necessary right now, but he's blue and he is good for defense. So if you do end up going against a Storm deck, I think for the record, Storm is so good and people will be still playing it. But I think it's a little bit less consistent now, so that's really powerful. But I think Goku striving to be the best is still a good card, and just the fact that it's a barrier that can sit out there that you can pop if you need to with Broly's effect is nice. So there's that. And then lastly, we have 3 Shenron Figure of Majesty. I think he's really good for just recycling negotiated Krillins and Borgros. We're always going to have sparking, so that's good. You can also recycle your Chile the Beautifuls. These stack, so if you KO one thing, then they have to drop 2 cards from their hand, which I think is really powerful. So there's that, and then 4 Temporal Rescue Trunks, just because it's a super combo and we're going to have sparking, so that's powerful to me. Also, Chile the Beautiful procs on your opponent's turn too, so if they kill Krillin and then we drop Son Goku, they will also have to discard cards with Chile, which I think is great. That also made me think some cards that really didn't make the list. So there's some other Brolys. The only one I would consider the most is probably Rampaging Lifeform Bio Broly. This just makes them discard 2, but I think I like the Decklist Warrior better than that, obviously. But he can evolve on top of that for 2, and he's got double strike, so that's nice. And then also the last card I was thinking about is Full Power Energy. Just because it can be a negate, but also it can blow up something, and if it does, if you have Chile out, they have to discard a card. So they go -2, and you only go -1. So that's, I think, really worth it. But this is my version of the deck. If you guys need, obviously it's a best of 1 deck. If you need, in the sideboard, I probably would run some, the more like Cronoa kind of things, and Kami and Dende. If that's the case, you can also put Power Burst in your side, just because you can get those for free for that. But since Broly doesn't activate on black cards, I decided just to go with the pure minimum of those. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck. I think this is really, it shows a lot of promise. And thank you again to Noah for supplying me with these cards, and I'll catch you all next time.